I think the first Indian sports company to hit $1 billion in revenue. I think that is the ambition to hit by 2034.
How did Nivea reach every household? How did it become a brand?
So 2011 में first FIFA friendly हुआ इंडिया में अर्जेंटीना एंड वेनेजुएला. And I think that 2011 में ना जब लोगों ने देखा मेसी को खेलते हुए उस बॉल के साथ, I think वो एक perception became a big differentiator.
And there is a very interesting story about the hockey stick.
एक दिन जलंधर में ऐसी एक कबाड़ी वाले से we bought like एक पूरा बड़ा कार्ट खरीदा हमने. तो my mom was cleaning it. And turns out it was like Dhyan Chand's Olympic hockey stick.
Wow.
Right.
आप लोगों ने शायद celebrity endorsements कभी नहीं किए.
We started finding a lot of like the local stars. जैसे अब सुनील छेत्री जब बच्चा था तो निविया से खेलता था या बाइचिंग भूटिया था.
What does it take to manufacture a football? How do you see yourself in 4 years, 5 years? Why online? Like, how did you guys think about कि online क्यों जाना है? इंडिया का स्पोर्ट्स गुड इंडस्ट्री 90 साल पुराना एक ब्रांड और एक ऑफर जो रिफ्यूज कर दिया गया. 1970s में दुनिया के सबसे बड़े स्पोर्ट्स ब्रांड ने एक जलंधर की कंपनी को कहा हमारे लिए मैन्युफैक्चर करो. बड़ा नाम था, सेफ अपॉर्चुनिटी थी. जवाब आया नहीं. वो कंपनी 1934 में सियालकोट में शुरू हुई थी. पार्टीशन के बाद जलंधर, घर का एक फ्लोर फैक्ट्री, पूरी फैमिली एक ही छत के नीचे. एक तरफ स्टिचिंग, दूसरी तरफ जिंदगी. आज 3 जनरेशंस बाद वो ब्रांड इंडिया के हर घर में है. फुटबॉल हो, बास्केटबॉल हो या वॉलीबॉल. और अब वो ग्लोबल जाना चाहता है. अगर आपने कभी एक फुटबॉल की है, बास्केटबॉल कोर्ट पे स्पेंड टाइम किया है या वॉलीबॉल नेट के सामने खड़े हुए हैं, तो शायद आप भी इस 90 साल पुरानी कहानी का हिस्सा रह चुके हैं. मैं हूं कपिल थिरानी, ये है 1 in a Billion. मेरे साथ है ध्रुव खरबंदा, डायरेक्टर निविया, फ्रीविल स्पोर्ट्स. वेलकम ध्रुव.
Welcome. Thank you so much for the great welcome. I'm very excited to be here.
आई एम वेरी क्यूरियस. मेरा 7 साल का लड़का है. मैंने उसको फुटबॉल, बास्केटबॉल, वॉलीबॉल तीनों दिला रखा है. तीनों निविया ब्रांड का. मैंने आज तक इसका ऐड नहीं देखा. मैंने जब खुद फुटबॉल खेला था मेरे स्कूल में, विच वॉज अ लॉन्ग टाइम बैक, तभी भी वो निविया का था. ये कैसे करते हैं बिना ऐड, बिना कुछ? हाउ डज वन डू इट?
तो आई थिंक इसके लिए पहले हमें 1934 में वापस जाना पड़ेगा. तो as you said yourself, the company started 1934 in Sialkot under my great grandfather. So he had experience. तो ओरिजिनली जो स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री इन एशिया भी सियालकोट से शुरू हुई है. तो आज भी अगर आप देखोगे तो सियालकोट इज़ द सेंटर ऑफ एक्सेलेंस फॉर फुटबॉल मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ग्लोबली. तो 1934 में माय ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर ही वाज वर्किंग फॉर वन ऑफ द अर्लीस्ट स्पोर्ट्स कंपनीज, ओब्रॉयन कंपनी. तो उधर से उनका एक्सपीरियंस बना. तो उसके बाद फिर 1934 में जब शुरू हुई कंपनी, तो फ्रीविल वाज मोस्टली अ ट्रेडिंग कंपनी. तो देन फास्ट फॉरवर्ड 1947 उस पे पार्टीशन के बाद हम इंडिया आए. सो 2-3 साल काफ़ी इंटरप्टेड बिजनेस रहा. सो माय ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर ही वेंट टू बॉम्बे, फिर वो बर्मा गए और फिर गवर्नमेंट ने उनको अल्टीमेटली जो स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री से जो भी सियालकोट से आए थे उनको लैंड एलोकेट किया जलंधर और मेरठ पे. तो आज आप देखोगे तो जो प्राइमरी इंडस्ट्री है स्पोर्ट की इंडिया में, आज भी वो जलंधर और मेरठ से है. और अगर आप देखोगे तो काफ़ी लोग जो आए थे वो सारे के सारे सियालकोट से आए थे.
तो पूरी कहानी वहाँ से शुरू हुई.
पूरी कहानी वहाँ से शुरू हुई थी. एंड एक रीज़न जलंधर आने का ये था, एक तो प्रॉक्सिमिटी. तो सियालकोट जलंधर आप देखोगे तो 2-3 घंटे की ड्राइव है अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर. दूसरा, लेदर इंडस्ट्री वॉज प्रोमिनेंट, सो लेदर वर्कर्स था. अब तो आज स्पोर्ट बहुत एडवांस हो गया है कि लेदर यूज़ ही नहीं होता, लेकिन जब एक टाइम था जब सिर्फ लेदर ही यूज़ होता था. सो फास्ट फॉरवर्ड आई थिंक वो अर्ली डेज ट्रेडिंग. तो 1960 में जब मेरे ग्रैंडडैड ने बिजनेस ज्वाइन किया, विजय खरबंदा जी ने, तो फिर उनका ये आइडिया था कि इंडिया में अभी कोई ब्रांड नहीं है. तो छोटे छोटे जो मैन्युफैक्चरर्स, वर्कशॉप्स जो सारे सियालकोट से आए थे, दे वर ऑल डूइंग डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ थिंग्स. तो माई ग्रैंडडैड्स आइडिया वॉज दैट वी शुड have a brand in India that is geared towards Indians because no one was serving that market. So 1960 is when the brand Nivea story begins. उससे पहले वो फ्रीविल था जो आज भी हमारी ग्रुप कंपनी का नाम है, लेकिन निविया शुरू हुआ 1960 पे. और अगर आप नाम देखोगे तो जो NI है वो है निहाल, जो मेरे ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर थे,
ओके
VI
विजय।
विजय, जो एंड देन A उनका कॉमन लेटर A जो फोर्थ लेटर दोनों के नाम पे आता है, तो
ओह
निविया
वाह,
उधर से आती है।
ओह वाह।
तो अब अगर आप देखोगे तो फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, अब आपने अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन में तो बोला ही कि एक बड़ा ब्रांड आया था, तो चलो मैं नाम नहीं लूँगा, लेकिन लेकिन 1970 में आज भी पूरी इंडस्ट्री एक्सपोर्ट्स हो रही, काफ़ी एक्सपोर्ट ओरिएंटेड है। उस टाइम जब वो ब्रांड आया तो मेरे दादू ने उनको बोला कि हम नहीं करेंगे, बिकॉज हमारा एम्बिशन है कि हम एक ब्रांड इंडिया के लिए बनाना चाहते हैं, एंड दैट्स वेयर द स्टोरी बिगिंस। तो 1970s में अर्लियर सक्सेस ऑफ निविया वाज गोइंग ऑन द ग्राउंड, स्पेंडिंग डेज ऑन द ग्राउंड, टॉकिंग टू स्पोर्ट्स ऑफिशियल्स इन द कंट्री एंड फिगरिंग आउट कि हम how can we start making global quality stuff for the local level, and how can we start letting our athletes experiment with it. तो national games जब हुई थी, I think 1971 में हुई थी दिल्ली में, तो that was I think the first major success of India, and like you know of Nivea in India, reaching out to the athletes, talking to them, बात की, सब कुछ किया। तो तब से हमारा focus from the very beginning ये था कि हमने पहले grassroots sports develop करनी है।
ओके
तो जो आप स्कूल में आज भी देखते हो या स्कूल में all across India, तो that is a very very concerted policy or strategy by the company ki first you have to reach the people that are just starting to play sport, right? You have to create that culture of sport, that participation of sport, and only then can the nation grow into the sport. See, as a business हम भी तभी grow करेंगे अगर sports इंडिया में professionalize होएगी और sports इंडिया में grow करेगी।
करेक्ट। सो जब आपके ग्रेट ग्रैंडफादर ने शुरू किया तब वो ट्रेडिंग थी, एंड प्रॉब्ली व्हेन योर ग्रैंडफादर केम इन यू स्टार्टेड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग एंड यू स्टार्टेड गेटिंग इनटू दिस। थोड़ी वो जर्नी को और डिटेल में बताइए, लाइक आपने जब मैन्युफैक्चरिंग शुरू की तो क्या किया था, कौन से प्रोडक्ट्स थे, क्या आप सब कुछ करते थे, थोड़ा सा प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में
ऑफ कोर्स। तो 60s में जब शुरू किया, एंड आपने जो हमारा ओरिजिनल ऑफिस था S32 इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया, टुडे आल्सो वी रिटेन दैट ऑफिस। सो इट वाज नॉट बेसिकली एन ऑफिस, वो फैक्ट्री थी और वो घर था। तो मेरे ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स, मेरे डैड, उनके 3 भाई बहन, सारे के सारे 6 लोग फैक्ट्री में रहते थे और साथ में फैक्ट्री में काम होता था। ऑफ कोर्स, तो पहला प्रोडक्ट एक्चुअली फुटबॉल नहीं था, वॉलीबॉल था, स्टिच्ड वॉलीबॉल, लेदर वॉलीबॉल। तो हमने 1960 में पहला प्रोडक्ट वो शुरू किया।
ओके
Then 60s, 62, 63 के believe was our first football. So that is when the story starts.
ओके
And then, so then 60s, 70s was primarily leather footballs, leather volleyballs as the core area of the business. Then fast forward to 1980s, sole manufacturing, football shoe manufacturing was traditionally in Kolkata.
ओके
कोलकाता में था, वो पुराने टाइप की जैसे आपके रबर स्टड्स होते थे, एंड द ओल्ड काइंड ऑफ स्पाइक्स. So that's the kind of thing that was in manufacturing. Then in 1980s, this guy in Australia actually, he developed this technology of rubber molded football studs.
या
So we happened to get that technology to India, and that's when our ambition to start football shoe manufacturing started. So
ओके
we basically started, जलंधर में कोई मैन्युफैक्चर नहीं करता था, so we started a new unit. तो उधर leather football stud और rubber molded studs बनते थे.
ओके
So it was the first unit of its kind in India,
ओके
starting with rubber molded football studs. And then of course, football studs, if you see today, they have rapidly developed,
या
right? So that was the start of football shoe manufacturing in 70s. Then 1995 is basketball manufacturing in India.
ओके
We were the first unit in India to make molded basketballs.
ओके
So basketball differs, see, most of the stuff, football हो, volleyball हो, जूते हो, उस पर stitching चलता है, right? So like a lot of similarities across. So basketball was a completely new pivot, because आप पूरा रबर, सिर्फ रबर से काम कर रहे हो, you're working with the molds. So it's a very new kind of technology. So 1995 is when my granddad set up that business,
गॉट
the basketball factory. Then उस time, उस factory में also we were making cricket, tennis ball, all sorts of other equipment. तो धीरे धीरे, if you see 70s balls as the core focus, आज भी core focus, main line of business is balls. Then 80s shoe manufacturing started. 1995 basketball manufacturing started, and then you see that ball there, Dominator. So of course, technologies keep developing. So this is a new kind of technology called thermobonded technology.
Okay.
तो इस पे stitch नहीं होता बिल्कुल भी. तो this unit we started around 2015.
ओके
तो our idea as a company, I think अगर आप ये story start से end देखोगे, तो एक philosophy जो company में काफ़ी deeply embedded है, वो है कि जो भी globally हो रहा है, our goal is to be at the frontier of sports technology. तो जैसे जैसे हम वो चीज़ें और trends देखते हैं, हम वो इंडिया लाना चाहते हैं. Sometimes what happens कि maybe we bring it too early before India is ready to absorb that technology, right? But like, so for example, I'll give you an example of that ball. We started in 2015. Then around 2020, we had this export client from America that was working with us, and they wanted huge supplies of this ball. So we like, इंडिया में किसी के पास इस चीज़ की कैपेसिटी नहीं है,
Yeah.
ना हमारे पास है. अगर हमारे पास नहीं है तो किसी और के पास नहीं है. So within 6 months, we invested like 10 crores to set up a whole factory for that client, for this technology specifically. Factory set हो गई, सब हो गया, फिर 6 महीने ऑर्डर नहीं आया, right? So then उसके बाद we were like, what should we do now? And the thing is, most businesses in that situation would scale down, would cut down, and be like कि जब आएगा तो हम देखेंगे, अभी losses नहीं absorb करने. But my dad said something different. You know, he's like, let's run this unit for 6 months till the time the order doesn't come at full capacity, right?
Okay.
This technology hasn't been launched in India, so now that we have so much spare capacity, we're going to launch it with full force in India. So then we launched Dominator around 2020, and today I think it is one of, if not the top 3 most successful
It actually
footballs.
dominates. It
Haan,
goes by the name.
it dominates, right? So I think that is a mindset that I wanted to just capture for you. That I think, because we don't think of ourselves as just a business. I think we have a bigger responsibility, which I told you before, is democratizing sport in India. So our goal is to, like, you know, bring the best technologies at the prices that people in India can afford, right? That is the most important thing for us. And affordability usually is considered to be like cheap, but that is not true, because you're giving the best kind of technology possible, but at the prices that the Indian consumer can do. So that is, I think, the primary mindset that drives the company at our heart.
I think आपने अपनी स्टोरी लाइन बहुत अच्छे से बताई, फ्रॉम 34 टू लेटेस्ट 2015 व्हेन यू सेट अप अ न्यू थिंग. आई थिंक बीच में एक फेज था 1990 जिसको आपने स्किप कर दिया.
अच्छा, yes.
1990s में the country opened up.
Yes.
उसके पहले it was a closed market.
Yes.
There were global brands वो नहीं थे इंडिया में.
Yes.
And come 1990, a lot of global brands started coming into India, and a lot of sporting global brands जो sports के लिए manufacture करते थे. तो उस टाइम पे क्या आप लोगों ने उसे एक थ्रेट देखा, अपॉर्चुनिटी देखा? हाउ डिड यू नेविगेट दैट जर्नी? बिकॉज आई बिलीव दैट वुड बी अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इन द वे योर बिजनेस ग्रू.
सो एक्चुअली काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग. तो मैंने आपको जब 1971 को नेशनल गेम्स की स्टोरी से शुरू किया, तो 70s 80s वाज बेसिकली कि हम निविया को इंडिया में नंबर 1 ब्रांड बनाएंगे. तो स्टेट एसोसिएशंस, नेशनल एसोसिएशंस, नेशनल गेम्स, नेशनल फेडरेशंस, slowly through 70s and 80s, Nivea का वो नाम as the brand in balls became. पर फिर 90s में जैसे आपने बोला कि economy opened up, तो traditionally भी उस time people were anyways exporting. तो since economy opened up, a lot of manufacturers in India, they were like in sports, right? They were like and intricacies of government policy or whatever you say, that importing finished goods was cheaper than raw materials, right? So, and that, I think, story exists even today. But in the beginning of 90s, as soon as the economy opened up, so people are like, हम import करेंगे, हम manufacture क्यों करें? Again, so similarly, we went the opposite direction. We were like, instead of importing, we will invest in manufacturing, because I think we need to build a base in India. And through the 90s, all the big brands, be it Nike, Spalding bhi aaya, Adidas bhi aaya, they took away all the federations from us, right? All the tournaments, all the federations, everything went away. So towards the end of the 90s, the realization came that India में तो I think quality standard पहुंच गया है, लेकिन अगर हमारे ambitions बड़े हैं, तो we have to produce at par with the best in the world. Otherwise, we will lose this market. So which is why 90s, early 2000s was a lot of investment in manufacturing, how to scale, how to get better technologies. And then post 2010, I think around 2015, we replaced Puma as the official ball of ISL. तो first 2 season में Indian Super League का official ball Puma था. उसके बाद से Nivea है, आज भी Nivea है, right? Basketball में हम वापस आ गए, right? Nivea became the official ball again. वॉलीबॉल में चलो, वॉलीबॉल में डिफरेंट इश्यूज, बट फुटबॉल में वापस आ गए, बास्केटबॉल में वापस आ गए. एंड so that's been the story. And something interesting which I will say is that when we actually became the official ball of ISL, तब players ने भी बोला हम निविया से खेलेंगे ही नहीं. right? Because they were so used to Puma, उनके दिमाग में ये था कि Puma is like a level above, but then they played with it. And अब 10 साल हो गए हैं, there is no complaints. And I think that was a big shift. And I think we are very proud of the fact that today, in India at least, in the balls category, I won't say any other category, in the balls category as a consumer also, consumer does not pay a premium for a global brand in balls because they recognize that that quality at the same level is being made in India, and so there's no complaints about it. And I think something I forgot to mention, which was a big part of the journey, was 2011. So 2011 में फर्स्ट फीफा फ्रेंडली हुआ इंडिया में अर्जेंटीना एंड वेनेजुएला, तो लियो मेसी आना था इंडिया में. एंड उस टाइम अगेन डिबेट था कि कौन सा मैन्युफैक्चरर और कौन सा ब्रांड विल बी द ऑफिशियल बॉल ऑफ द गेम. तो फिर हमने बोला कि ये तो हमें चाहिए ही चाहिए. सो माई डैड स्पेंड मंथ्स एंड मंथ्स टू गेट दैट डील थ्रू, एंड देन द ऑफिशियल बॉल ऑफ द गेम was a Nivea football.
Wow.
And I hear stories. I was, of course, very young, and unfortunately, I didn't go for the game. But so we were, all the people from our company were tense on the sidelines. Ki itna bada event, global event, nothing should go wrong with the ball. Nothing went wrong with the ball, and I think that 2011 में ना जब लोगों ने देखा मेसी को खेलते हुए उस बॉल के साथ, I think वो एक perception became a big differentiator that finally a Indian product manufactured in India was being recognized globally.
Wow.
So, and then I think that filled us with a lot of confidence to keep power through that, knowing that जो हम कर रहे हैं हम सही कर रहे हैं, हम जिस डायरेक्शन में जा रहे हैं हम जाते रहेंगे.
This is actually very interesting, right? आपने अपना सक्सेस का वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट पार्ट बताया है अपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैपेबिलिटी एंड स्टिकिंग टू क्वालिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स, एंड दैट यू हैव बीन डूइंग थ्रू 70s 80s probably even now. Can you go into more details of that? Like, what does it take to manufacture a football? Aaj, when I think about the industry, right, as you mentioned in the beginning, it is still dominated a lot by our neighbors, right? Sialkot is still considered as the holy mecca for manufacturing football. So, ये इंडस्ट्री में क्या इंपॉर्टेंट होता है? एक जब कोई फुटबॉल बनाता है तो उसमें क्या चीज़ें इंपॉर्टेंट होती है? Whether it is the quality of the raw materials, whether it is the stitch quality, whether it's the people who are stitching, whether it's mechanization, whether it's probably doing things at scale. From your perspective, when you see this industry, we'll stick to one category, probably say football balls, then how do you see it? And इसमें manufacturing का क्या रोल होना चाहिए? सियालकोट का क्या रोल है? इंडिया का क्या रोल है? थोड़ी इंडस्ट्री के बारे में और स्ट्रांगली बताइए.
I think सबसे पहला पॉइंट मैं जो करना चाहूँगा आपको, biggest reason Indian sports exports or industry hasn't fully grown is mindset.
Okay.
Right? And what do I mean by mindset? Traditionally, हम काफ़ी exports करते हैं in Jalandhar. You know, we work with the biggest brands. आप एक नाम ले लो, वो जलंधर से हर कोई लेता है. Right? But the thing is, our manufacturers traditionally were chasing volume.
Okay.
Low price, mid price. बिजनेस आता है, कॉन्स्टेंटली आता है, आते रहता है, एंड उस पे यू डोंट हैव टू फोकस टू मच ऑन क्वालिटी, आई वुड से. सो दैट माइंडसेट इज द फर्स्ट प्रॉब्लम. एंड जब हम अब हम भी एक्सपोर्ट्स पे हैं, तो मैं काफ़ी क्लाइंट से बात करता हूँ, वो पूछते हैं कि मैं पूछता हूँ उनसे कि इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम सबसे बड़ी अगर आप बताओगे तो क्या है? नंबर 1 प्रॉब्लम इज कमिटमेंट. ऑर्डर दे देते हैं 3-4 महीने, फिर नहीं आता. राइट. सेकेंड, ऑफ कोर्स, क्वालिटी. राइट. And I think that the reason I say it's a mindset is because अभी भी इंडस्ट्री जैसे structured है, वो organized तो होएगी, लेकिन practices are still very, I would say, backwards in the sense कि लोगों ने realize नहीं किया है कि दुनिया एक जगह से दूसरी जगह पहुंच गई है. Now I'll give you an example of 2020. The client that I was talking about, they came to us. They had gone to 3 other factories before us. We were not even on their list.
Okay.
And then 3 फैक्ट्री रिजेक्ट हो गई. एंड देन जो उनका इंडिया वाला हेड था वो हमारे पास आता है, एंड देन ही सेज, सर मुझे पता है, टू माई डैड, बिकॉज माई डैड लाइक हम एक्सपोर्ट के लिए रेडी नहीं है, बिकॉज हमारे पास ना क्वालिटी होएगी ना मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होगी. सर आप एक बार फैक्ट्री दिखा तो लो. एंड देन दोस गाइस केम, फैक्ट्री गॉट पास्ड. विद इन अ वीक माई डैड वाज इन शंघाई, क्लोज किया. जिस दिन कोविड हुआ Chinese airport, एक दिन पहले my dad came back to India. But that's when we secured that deal. But like the thing behind was that the mindset which I'm saying that has been going on since 90s, my dad had made our factories with the mindset that they have to reach the very best quality levels in the world.
And this was when you guys were not even focusing on exports.
Not even focusing on
This
exports.
was all to make sure that India में हम अच्छी
हाँ,
quality की football बेचें.
It's an internal philosophy, right? Like it's an internal philosophy in the sense कि you are not doing these things for anyone else. You are doing this for yourself. And then second thing, when it comes to the product specifically, I mean, of course, अब football में तीन चार type के footballs होते हैं. Hand stitched होता है, thermobond होता है, machine stitched होता है. But if I had to just talk about quality, I think, you know, on both these balls you see FIFA basic.
Correct.
Right? So globally, that's the standard that you have to follow. Basic, quality pro. अब उस पे 6-7 पैरामीटर्स होते हैं जो आपको हिट करने होते हैं. एक होता है circumference, right? There is a very clear defined circumference. So quality pro का error rate for circumference is like 1 centimeter. That's it.
Okay.
Quality पे 2 centimeter, basic पे maybe slightly higher band. So that. Then sphericity. So they measure like after hitting how the ball D-shapes. 1% D-shape, 1.5% D-shape. Now I don't know the exact numbers. Then water absorption they test on. They test on bounce. They test on rebound. So they have very, very clearly defined characteristics by FIFA of what level a ball has to pass to hit this level. And then those same standards are defined for basketball also.
So if I just stick to football right now, like say how difficult it is to get to those standards, right? Like say अगर आपको 1 सेंटीमीटर के बैंड में ही रहना है versus 5 सेंटीमीटर के बैंड में रहना है, does the manufacturing capability take a huge toll for you to get to those standards, or it is about making sure your SOPs are very clean, or is it about the investment in the right machine? Like what is the deciding factor?
We do what has been the way of the world forever is like you get someone else's product, you cut it open and you understand how they made it. So that's, I would say, like when we first made the FIFA ball in 2005 or something, we got it from outside, we learned what goes into it, and then 5-6 साल लगे हमें समझने में कि उसको कैसे अच्छी तरह बनाना है, right? It is, and then once you do it every day, now it has become a habit that like now even if the ball doesn't have the badge on it, that ball will still pass a FIFA standard if we had to send it. Big barrier, I would say, in Indian industry to reach these levels. Of course, you have to invest a lot in thinking firstly ki if you have to reach there. But second is money. Like these certifications are expensive. Right? हर बॉल को पास करवाने के लिए आपको $5,000 से $6,000 लगेगा. Right? For every license to get. उससे पहले you have to pay a one-time fee around 20,000 euros होती है to even go towards the licensing, right? And then हर बॉल पे royalty pay करते हो.
Okay.
Right? So there's structural barriers to it also. But then the barriers, I think, before that is like now everyone has access to all the suppliers in China. And see, hand stitched पे तो आपको सिर्फ labor चाहिए.
And is the skill of the label very different? What is say available to our neighbors versus what is available in India?
No.
Okay, so
No.
we have equal quality.
We have access to the same technology.
Okay.
See, and I was saying, the reason I mentioned technology now, hand stitched is the traditional technology.
Okay.
उस पे you just, आपको सिर्फ stitching वाला बंदा चाहिए. It's very specialized job, right? उसके बाद then you get into the intricacies की bladder quality कैसी है, उस पे lining लगाओगे, नहीं लगाओगे, उस पे फिर material कैसा है. Then you come to thermobond. Thermobond is fully mechanized,
Okay.
right? उस पे you need machinery.
So आज जो लोग फुटबॉल खेलते हैं प्रोफेशनली, वो हैंड स्टिच से खेलते हैं कि थर्मोबॉन्ड से खेलते हैं?
See, global level तो अब thermobond ही है.
Okay.
Right? Hand stitched इंडिया में अभी भी चलता है. It's very popular. अभी बुंडेसलीगा का बॉल भी हैंड स्टिच था पिछले साल तक. इस साल वो जाके थर्मोबॉन्ड में चले गया है.
Okay.
But hand stitched is very, very, I would say, durable. So I think India में it still works a lot because हमारे grounds are not professional grounds.
Okay.
But अगर आप globally जाओगे तो either hybrid ball which is a mix of stitch and thermobond is the standard.
तो खेलने में कोई डिफरेंस होता है? Like when you play football, do you feel any difference between thermobond and a hand stitch one?
See, I think it depends on the level of the quality of the ball, but I think at the very top level, thermobond flies better.
Okay.
Right? Because उसपे वो जो seams की unevenness है ना, वो नहीं आती. Because the seams are perfect, it's perfectly round and it flies through the air.
Got it. And so now moving away, right, from say probably footballs, what are the other sports categories apart from balls that you deal in?
So balls, of course, core volleyball, basketball, football.
You do
Then
cricket balls also, I guess.
cricket tennis balls,
Cricket tennis
not
balls.
leather balls.
Not only the tennis ball.
Only the tennis ball. Because, as I was saying before, a lot of what we do falls under a universe. So stitching, right? So stitching goes in shoes, stitching goes in balls, stitching goes in bags, stitching goes in gloves, stitching goes in
So that is your skill set.
orthopedics. वो हो गया. Then molded balls. Molded ball में basketball हो गया, आपका cricket tennis ball हो गया. Then उस पे आपका creator wall. जो some of the products we do on Flipkart. So actually, since we are on that topic, तो Storm football,
Yeah.
right? तो जब हमने शुरू किया था काम फ्लिपकार्ट के साथ वेरी अर्ली 2015 2016
Yeah.
तो जो लो एंड ऑफ द मार्केट था वो रबर बॉल मोल्डेड बॉल में वो कम्प्लीटली फ्रैगमेंटेड डिसऑर्गेनाइज्ड सो फ्लिपकार्ट एंड निविया एक्चुअली वर्क टुगेदर टू क्रिएट स्टॉर्म
Yeah.
right? And I think within a month, the sales that we were doing in a month, we started doing in one day.
Wow.
And अगर आप आज देखोगे 10 साल हो गए हैं लेकिन e-commerce उस प्रोडक्ट से बाहर नहीं निकला. That is still the number one. So that was something we launched, which was new, which was good.
Yeah.
Then footwear, of course, is a major focus for us. So football footwear, badminton.
I remember my studs first being Nivea.
हाँ.
This was in college and
I think some of what we are very proud about, and in this Flipkart has played a major role also, is जब originally जब discussions India में जब Flipkart की हुई थी and creator sports category हुई थी तो Nivea I believe was the first partner. So of course Storm किया, footballs किए, shoes किए, but I think the real जो Flipkart और Nivea ने India को दिया है is that a couple of these categories such as gym gloves, orthopedics, bags, वो इंडिया में एज अ कोर कैटेगरी एग्जिस्ट ही नहीं करता था. देयर वाज नो ब्रांड्स इन इट, वो पूरा फ्रैगमेंटेड था. तो फ्लिपकार्ट के साथ मिलके हमने वो कैटेगरीज बनाई. ऑफ कोर्स आज भी वो कैटेगरीज में ब्रांड्स बनने मुश्किल है बिकॉज वो प्राइस पॉइंट पे कंपटीशन होता है, बट एटलीस्ट it came from a place where no one was thinking about those categories to a place where now you are getting multi-million funded startups to like play in those categories. So I think now it's advanced much more, but like, you know, like, so a knee support, like a very basic knee support like this was completely unfragmented, you know, we could,
yeah.
Then good gym gloves technology, also completely unfragmented.
Now this, as you mentioned, this category is gaining a lot of traction.
Yeah, हमारी खुद की range में at least 30 different products है in this category, you know, premium, medium,
Can I
low.
see one of the gloves?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And इसमें the core part is this getting the stitching right or getting the
Materials also.
Material right.
Materials also.
So where do you get your materials from for these things?
So it depends. Like so balls and shoes consume a lot of TPU and PU. So that I would say we are fully almost dependent on right now Japan, Korea, China. We are slowly developing those materials in India. So what we do as a company is we pick one or two vendors and then all of like the supply chains we want to bring to India, we slowly develop them, and then when they're ready, they become. Then PVC, which is in the lower quality balls, वो इंडिया में मिल जाता है. Threads वगैरह मिल जाते हैं. But then if you want to go into like very specific, like gym gloves में, there's a lot of technical materials. You won't get them in India, right? Any technical materials, good technical materials, I would say you don't get in India.
But do you see your industry progressing towards people trying to manufacture those things in India, or you still believe for near future it will still be very import dependent?
See, I think ऐसे में मैंने बोला हम खुद का एफर्ट तो कर रहे हैं कई चीज़ों पे जहाँ सेल्फ सस्टेनिंग डेफिशिएंसीज to cover up those gaps. No, I don't know. It's not in the screen, but there's a bag I had got for today. तो उस पे एक bag so this bag, for example, so this is it's a PU coated fabric.
Okay.
Right. So this is very modern, very like premium fabric. So traditionally this fabric was imported from China or outside. So last year when we wanted to launch this bag, you know, we got a swatch book from an Indian supplier. He said, "Sir, आप ये fabric ले लो, मैं बना कर दे दूँगा, bag बन जाएगा." मैंने बोला sure. जब production के time आया 3 महीने बाद, मुझसे fabric नहीं बनेगा. Then he found a second vendor. फिर तीसरे vendor ने बनाया. And finally 1 साल के effort के बाद अब वो fabric इंडिया में बन गया है.
Okay.
तो अब हमें बाहर जाने की जरूरत नहीं
So
है.
it's like a slow
Slow process.
process.
But like the bigger things are happening. And second is, I believe This year, the government also has a very focused plan to build sport manufacturing in India. So there's conversations going on with them also to see a approach and talk to these vendors and like suppliers and see what's the viability of getting them to India and setting up shop in India.
Got it.
Because some of these technologies are very hard or expensive to set up, and I think it needs a push,
But my first question is still not answered.
which is
How did Nivea reach every household? How did it become a brand without so much of celebrities? Tell me the brand story. I think you guys just kept on doing the right thing again and again and again. But you have to give me the secret sauce of what did it take you guys to build that brand?
See, I think secret sauce तो नहीं है, but I think there was a couple of things. I think एक तो was in the early days of sports in India, there was a lack of just momentum or and by anyone to actually build a brand. You know, in 70s, 80s, I think we were the only ones building a sport brand in India. Right? No one was thinking of building a sports brand in India. So, of course, like there's a couple of other brands. But like, so what we chased was, we chased the grassroots. And I think that's the most powerful. See, today you sat and you started the conversation कि मेरा पहला start और जो Nivea था. तो वो 70s से वो philosophy हमें चल रही है कि I think we have to get into the minds of the people when they start playing sport.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, that only works if the first experience of a person with the product is also good.
Yeah.
Right? You can't just go into the market and market yourself and be like, try kar lo. But अगर quality is not good, second time वो बंदा कभी नहीं आएगा. And if it's not good, आपके जैसे वो 20-30 साल के बाद याद भी नहीं रखेगा, right? So,
Yeah.
so I think, and I wouldn't say there was any secret sauce. I think the national games were a big push for us.
Okay.
You know, they instantly, within I think 60s, instantly they put us in the limelight. Ki ek brand hai, and they are putting it in the, and then gradually our focus today also, if you see, now of course we are marketing much more on e-commerce, Instagram, but the things that go behind the scene, I think people don't see. We support all kinds of leagues all over the country in every single kind of a sport, right? And I would say, I think maybe this is not a good business thing to say publicly, but we don't often, like when people come and ask us, sir, will you support this academy or will you support this player? We don't do a lot of financial calculations behind taking that decision. Like we don't like measure ROI or we measure like अगर मैं इसको 10 फुटबॉल या इस academy को 15 फुटबॉल दे दूंगा तो मेरे को क्या benefit मिलेगा? We just, that request comes, if we think it is not too much money wise, we will give that product away.
Wow.
Right? So, and because as I said, business is one side, but there is, and this is like deeply ingrained throughout my family and now throughout the company, is that we also have a responsibility towards building the sport in India. And that is how we think through things.
I think जब भी कोई ब्रांड अपने 1970s के कैंपेन को याद रखता है, the way you are saying, right? And it's not a campaign, it's just an activity where you got associated. The way you speak about the culture of responsibility of building sports in India, it is unparalleled. And I think that is probably the secret sauce, that you have to keep on doing the right things again and again, believe in certain core philosophies and again keep on doing that again and again. That is what I believe. एक बात बताइए, आप लोगों ने शायद celebrity endorsements कभी नहीं किए ना?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, कभी नहीं किया.
And still we see a lot of celebrities
Yes, correct.
probably using it. How does this happen organically? And if you can name a few celebrities who probably used your products, etc.
See, I think, see, and before I answer that question, no, I think I will come back to your point about philosophy. A couple of years ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, India Bay, there was this international coach, basketball coach. He came to our factory and he said, I only want to work with you. And I'm like, you met other people, आपने बाकियों से बात की. He's like, मैंने बात सबसे की. लेकिन the reason I chose you is because you were the only ones that listened to my criticism and feedback and said कि हम change करेंगे, right? And that is, I think, if I had to capture Nivea in a couple of philosophies, I think one I have already said is we look at sport as an ecosystem and developing that ecosystem. Then the second of it is कि we can only develop if we are at the frontier of technology in the world, get the best equipment and challenge ourselves to bring that equipment whenever we can. But I think the third and the fourth, which is more internal, is very, very important, is that within the company, we are very self-critical. right? No matter how successful what we do, we are always encouraging people within the company to criticize our products, to, be like कि हम ये गलत कर रहे हैं, ये गलत कर रहे हैं, and that is ingrained in the sense that even today when my dad is the MD and we have 5,000 people working from us, from the very low worker to anyone within the company has the opportunity to have one-on-one time with him. Right, and that is encouraged. Like like it might not because people schedules are busy, but like people are free to share opinions, and I think that creates an environment where I think there's a lot of scope for creativity and a lot of scope for ideas to push just things in general. And fourth, which I would say is that since we want to look forward, we are always open to listening to others and bringing their needs to the market. So I think if you had to say like what the early success of 70s, 80s, 90s was, that we knew we weren't the best. We wanted to be the best. But like we were willing to work deeply with any and all people in ecosystems. I think one of our first volleyballs in 60s, we sent to the German volleyball team. We like, आप ये देखो, test करो, मुझे बताओ कैसा है. Right? So that, I think that self-iteration is always part of our mind. So I think that is what allows us to do what we do, because I think we never ever stop and think कि आज हमने कर लिया तो this is the best, this is this. Next step क्या है वो सोचते हैं.
Very interesting. But I'll come back to the question.
And then I think national games, of course, political event था, तो I think पहला उधर से हुआ. Then of course we started finding a lot of like the local stars. जैसे अब सुनील छेत्री जब बच्चा था तो निविया से खेलता था, या बाइचिंग भुटिया था. So those early stars, when they came and then they grew up, so those images just became crystallized. And then of course in movies we ended up seeing people with Nivea. I mean, Manmohan Singh has photographed with Nivea, Atal Bihari Vajpayee photographed with Nivea. Then celebrity wise, I think Shah Rukh Khan hai, Salman Khan hai. Abhi recently Rohit Sharma got pictured with a Nivea volleyball in like one of the Mumbai Indians training. So I think, see, early days where you could just work with athletes, the sponsorship and everything. So as I said, in the very early days in football, basketball, volleyball, we were just working with athletes. See, we weren't like, आप हमें promote करना है ना करो, आप खेल के देखो, आप खेलो.
Yeah.
Right? And I think that just created a kind of a distribution that just ended up showing up all across the country, right? Because we didn't expect anything back.
Yeah.
Our goal was that you test it, you tell us we like it. If you don't like it, we will make it better. Perfect. Right? There was no strings attached to anything like when we went out into the market. And I think, and now I don't know a lot of the backstories. I think my dad could be, but like the thing is, I think that makes a big difference. Like, when you're interacting with people, because they think of you as genuine partners, they think of you as someone who's not looking at a monetary angle, who's looking at a broader angle. And I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, perfect. I think there is a very interesting museum at your factory also. And there is a very interesting story about the hockey stick. Would you want to share that more details?
100%. So museum idea actually शुरू हुआ around 2016. It was like my early college project. I was just doing a research on the sports industry of India. तो मैंने काफ़ी stories उधर से निकाली. Then 2 years later, my brother conceptualized it into an actual museum. But again, and this is why I'll come back to what I was saying again. The museum is not a Nivea museum.
Yeah.
The museum is a sports museum, right? We wanted to capture the entire history of sports industry in India. तो वो म्यूजियम शुरू होता है 1884 की हिस्ट्री से, उस पर काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग एनेक्डोट्स, कोट्स. बट एज आई सेड, इट वाज टू बी अ स्पोर्ट्स म्यूजियम. सो वी आस्क्ड एवरीवन इन द स्पोर्ट्स इंडस्ट्री, यू गिव अस, गिफ्ट अस, जो आपके पास है आप सब कुछ गिफ्ट करो हमें. सो अगर आप हमारी ऑफिस जाओगे अराउंड म्यूजियम, वी हैव पुट द नेम्स ऑफ एवरीवन हु हैज गिफ्टेड अस थिंग्स एंड वी हैव प्रिजर्व्ड दैट हिस्ट्री. So otherwise it was going to waste.
Yeah.
And interestingly, since a lot of these things are going to waste, something very interesting came out of it. So both my mom, my dad, they are very interested in collecting old things, antiques, vintage, any kind of stuff. तो एक दिन जलंधर में ऐसी एक कबाड़ी वाले से we bought like एक पूरा बड़ा कार्ट खरीदा हमने. तो my mom was cleaning it and turns out it was like ध्यान चंद्स Olympic hockey stick.
Wow.
Right. So तो उसके अंदर
वो आपने कबाड़ी से खरीदा था?
कबाड़ी से खरीदा था. वो काफ़ी देर से, उसके बाद सालों से वो इकट्ठा हुआ था. And then by luck, we just ended up getting it, and now it's very displayed very proudly in our factory. But the thing is, a lot of these things in India, people haven't respected because sports history को किसी ने सोचा ही नहीं, right? तो तभी हमने लोगों को बोला, आप हमें चीज़ें दो, हम प्रिजर्व करेंगे, हम रखेंगे. अब मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. हमारे
I'm
पास
still very intrigued. You got that hockey stick from a kabadi wala,
हाँ
and when
कबाड़ी
you
वाला
were
यस
cleaning it,
तो
you
उस
got
पे
it.
अगर आप हॉकी स्टिक देखोगे आई थिंक फोटोज मैंने आपको भेजी है तो उस पे आई थिंक यू कैन सी इट एंड यू कैन सी हिज राइटिंग एंड एवरीथिंग तो या एंड आई थिंक दैट्स अ ग्रेट पार्ट ऑफ हिस्ट्री टू हैव
Wow. You were mentioning about something else.
So we have a lot. So we have like the football, the one Messi played with, signed by him. So that lives inside the factory also. We have Sachin's double hundred, one of the double hundred
Oh,
bats, the
wow.
MRF one gifted to us by someone. And then we have a ball signed by Pele.
Wow.
Pele, like the
Yeah.
ball signed and a picture signed. So actually 1970 में जब Pele India पहली बार आया था, तो my दादू met him in one of these events. तो उनकी एक फोटो थी उनके साथ और एक उन्होंने बॉल साइन की थी. तो फिर my दादू gifted that ball to I think one of the authorities in India. अब वो बॉल कहाँ है किसी को नहीं पता. तो तब वो फिर जब वो फिर से वापस आया 2000s में तो हमने बोला इस बार हम बॉल साइन करके खुद रखेंगे किसी को नहीं देंगे.
Very. So you are actually trying to preserve the legacy of Indian sports,
Yes.
and that is, I think, is a very, very noble cause. And so now switching gears, right now coming to the online journey, I think you have shared bits and pieces, but a brand which is so traditionally rooted into cultures, values, etc. Why online? Like, how did you guys think about कि online क्यों जाना है? Because you guys were doing great business with core values very intact. So explain the thought process there.
So I think I would give, I think that's all my dad. You know, his mindset was, see, sports industry channel distribution level आज भी काफी unorganized है. Unorganized when I say in the sense traditional way of business, small shops, discoverability is hard. If a brand has to grow, I think it's hard to grow in that specific the sports model in India. तो our thing was that dad's thing was कि हर बार जब कोई नया concept इंडिया पे आए, we have to be there and experimented. So this actually started before e-commerce. Story goes into like 2007, 8 जब metro cash and carry आया था इंडिया में.
Yeah.
तब they brought a very fantastic concept of modern sports retail in India. And 2 साल it went very well. Again, like Flipkart के साथ Nivea was the partner that Metro chose because we were the only ones who were interested.
Yeah.
और कोई interested ही नहीं था तो हमने बोला हम ही करेंगे तो so 2 years that went very very well and then I think leadership changed so that business गया. Then came e-commerce. So that was again since physical wasn't maturing so we saw e-commerce as the play. So that's when we engaged Flipkart early on in the discussions. And we had a lot of these ideas, which I've already showed you some. Gym gloves, we couldn't find a market for it. But we knew that this could be a market. Orthopedics, we couldn't find a market for it. But we knew this could be a market. Same with gym bags. We like, because there was no place to sell it. कहाँ बेचोगे? Your modern retail था नहीं. Your own stores are anyways too packed with inventory. So e-commerce became the vector. So I think there were two things driving that decision. One was simply experimenting with the new way of selling.
Yeah.
Right? I think keeping an open mind is very important. And second was that we saw opportunities in category which other people weren't seeing. And we realized that since these are more commoditized kind of products, they can live on e-commerce.
Yeah.
Right? And in a way, I think that decision worked out very very well because brand Nivea got recognized way more because you know balls, shoes are very specialized, but bags, gym gloves, skipping ropes, swimming caps, all these things they're chota purchases. But yoga mats तो मैं भूल ही गया. Yoga mats तो was again a very very key market which was unexplored, unbranded, unfragmented in India, and we had to consolidate that market to show the world or show India that markets in these products are possible, simply speaking. And that helped the brand because हर घर पे जाएगा तो yoga mat जाएगा तो Nivea दिखेगा, skipping rope जाएगी Nivea दिखेगा, glove. So it worked out very well, is what I would say.
So I think you're in the right space. Now, switching gears a little bit, right? We spoke about balls, we spoke about probably gym gloves, etc. But what is your aspiration for shoes? Shoes as a category is still seen dominated by global brands. And when it comes to, so not probably studs, I'm saying even other forms of sports shoes. So how do you think about it? What is the thing that is going in your mind?
So actually footwear is my passion.
Okay.
It's the thing I'm the most passionate about and a lot of my time goes into that. So then I will I think go back 2.5 years. So we were making good shoes, सब कुछ कर रहे थे. But like I think in two parts, I think direct to consumer marketing in Instagram and all, we started thoda sa late, I would say, as a brand. Second, since we were depending on the dealer network and everything, and we didn't feel that, and towards the lower end of the market, तो हमने जूते 2-3 साल में चेंज करते थे, colors, design, everything.
And these were mainly football studs.
Football, badminton. So I'll tell you, today we are, in quantity wise, we sell the most badminton shoes in India.
Okay.
Right, Nivea. And right, so
Do you guys also do a lot of running shoes?
अभी मैं उस पे आऊँगा, मैं उस पे आ रहा हूँ. तो पिछले 2 साल से हमारा प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है कि वी वांट टू कंप्लीटली ट्रांसफॉर्म फुटबॉल बैडमिंटन रेंज, जो हमारी 2 की रेंजेस हैं. तो हमने वो टेक पे पूरा ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया, कलर से पूरा ट्रांसफॉर्म कर दिया, एंड अब उस पे हम वैल्यू चेन के ऊपर जाना चाहते हैं.
Okay.
राइट, प्राइस पॉइंट्स 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000.
What is the entry price point for this segment?
1,000.
1,000. So 1,000. So you want to go to 3,000-4,000?
5,000.
5,000.
So this shoe right here, actually, so this was a project that we worked on for 2 years. It's called Aura.
Okay.
Right? I wouldn't say ये professional shoe है, but it is close to a semi-pro level
Let me see.
shoe. So you see, like, the sole plating is very modern in how any of the global brands are doing it. The upper material, the PU on it is, I think, again, some of the best, like one of the best suppliers in the country. The knitting is done in-house. Ek to, I think the sole plate, I think very modern, keeping in line with the design of...
Looks very classy.
Then excellent upper material, very, very, very top grade. I think the same factories, the same suppliers that any of the global brands use. Then the knitting is done all in-house, right? The laces. So everything, I think, when we have designed this shoe, we have designed it keeping in mind that what would a semi-pro or pro breaking into a game would like. And we have priced it at 5,500.
Okay.
Right? Because
And if you compare it with competition, how much will that be priced at?
I would say 10 to 12,000.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So ultimately, the secret of footwear game is that no matter how expensive a shoe you want to make, I think it's hard to make a shoe $30 से महंगा बन ही नहीं सकता. $30 मतलब 3,000 रुपए से महंगा जितनी भी कोशिश कर लो बन ही नहीं सकता. तो उसके अलावा तो आपका फिर सारा ब्रांड प्रीमियम है, आपका मार्केटिंग है, सब कुछ है, राइट? So we want to compress that gap.
Okay.
तो वही आइडिया था कि पहला स्टेप ये, अब इसके ऊपर हम इसके ऊपर भी जाएंगे टू कम आउट विद अ कंप्लीट प्रो शू. दैट जो मेरा गोल है कि अगले 2-3 साल में प्रोज इन लीग्स आउटसाइड इंडिया एंड इन इंडिया should be playing with the Nivea shoe and not on any other shoe. And वो डायरेक्शन पे हम जा रहे हैं, प्रीमियमाइजेशन पे जा रहे हैं. बट अल्टीमेटली द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग जो स्पोर्ट्स में इंडिया भूल जाता है कि स्पोर्ट्स हैव टू बी कूल. क्रिकेट के अलावा कोई कूलनेस है ही नहीं स्पोर्ट्स के अंदर. तो जब हम डिज़ाइन सोचते हैं, हम उस डायरेक्शन से भी सोचते हैं कि पीपल को एक्साइटमेंट होनी चाहिए एक इंडियन ब्रांड से खेलने के लिए और एक स्पोर्ट पे खेलने के लिए. एंड उस डायरेक्शन में फिर मैं आता हूँ आपके पास, जो ये आई थिंक आज हम अनबॉक्सिंग करेंगे.
ओके.
सो दिस इज, तो मैंने बोला अपना फोकस पहले बैडमिंटन और फुटबॉल था. अब इस साल से क्रिकेट एंड बास्केटबॉल को एलिवेट करना है. बास्केटबॉल आप ऐसे ही ऑलरेडी जानते हैं कि कल्चरल गेम तो है ही. सो वी वांटेड, एंड बास्केटबॉल अनलाइक फुटबॉल इज कंप्लीटली, नो वन इज चेजिंग दिस मार्केट ओनली. मैं कहूँगा आपको कि प्रीमियमाइजेशन में इन द सेंस कि किसी का एम्बिशन अभी दिखा नहीं है मुझे उधर. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी डिजाइन दिस शू कॉल्ड स्टारलाइनर. We wanted it to be a whole experience because the shoe just itself shouldn't be cool. The experience should be cool.
Yeah.
So we created a very nice box that has like a whole experience inside it. And then of course, once I'll unbox the shoe. So then this is the shoe. So it comes in 4 different colors: pink, black, green, light blue.
Wow. Looks very interesting.
And so there's like, the whole box is like itself.
Wow. So you just want to create that experience.
No, because I think that is what is missing in brands in India. They are looking at purely a manufacturer translating to brand, but like that thinking of that brand भी बनना है, वो अभी तक नहीं आई. And
So you designed all the packaging etc. in-house?
so all our design for every single product, all graphic design, all marketing, all product is in-house.
Okay.
We don't outsource any design in the company.
Okay. Very, very interesting. And you are very bullish on overall category of basketball shoes and
Football shoes, see, I'm bullish on footwear in India in general. And आप देख ही रहे हो पिछले 2-3 साल में, so this is actually what I'm wearing. This is a sneaker line that Nivea is launching.
Oh, very interesting.
So this is pre-release. मैं सिर्फ आज के लिए मैंने आज के लिए पहना है. But so of course focus हमारा performance sports पे ही रहेगा. लेकिन we see a good market here, but we don't want to do something which is सारे कर रहे हैं. तो अगर आप ये देखोगे, हमारा एक्चुअली एक फुटबॉल शू भी आ रहा है along these lines. So what we have done is we have taken the upper of the football shoe and put it on the sneaker.
Okay.
तो वो फुटबॉल शू और स्नीकर बिल्कुल सेम लगेगा अगर आप
it.
पिच पे जाओगे तो
Very
हम
interesting.
तो आर आइडिया है कि हम अगर स्नीकर्स खरीदेंगे तो हम अपनी स्पोर्ट से कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं उसको.
So the way I see your product assortment and your extension into shoes and also into sneakers, because which is a very different ball game altogether. You are aspiring for becoming the global sports brand from India. Explain me your thesis. How do you see yourself in 4 years, 5 years? कि हम लोग क्या करना चाहते हैं अपने ब्रांड के साथ?
See, if I had to say it simply, I have a 10-year horizon. 2034 is 100 years. So I think everything that we are planning is looking at that 2034 mark. I think there's a couple of milestones that we are looking at to hit. One, of course, is I think the first Indian sports company to hit $1 billion in revenue. I think that is the ambition to hit by 2034 at 100 years. But then, so we have already started slowly now. We established a distribution in Middle East, started in Australia, started in parts of Africa. So I think we first want to go into markets where the playing conditions, the demographics, spending power is very similar to what India is. Environment,
So does
setting.
Southeast Asia also resonate there?
Southeast Asia resonate there, but Southeast Asia में strong manufacturers बहुत है, तो उनके local brands और सब
Yeah,
कुछ,
yeah,
so those are a factor. So Middle East, of course, because a lot of Indians, so instant name recognition for the brand, but like something, see, there'll be a lot of factors. I think technology has to reach a global standard, right? In shoes, I think balls में तो we are there, but जूतों में पहुंचना ज़रूरी है. And then I think doing something which brands do, but we have to start doing now is endorsements and athlete endorsements. I think that will be a big part of the journey in the next 7 to 10 years.
Generally, when I speak to new age brands, etc., they never mention something beyond 2 years, 3 years. When I spoke to you, you started with 10 साल बाद मेरे को ये करना है, which is something what legacy teaches you.
Yeah.
And I think which in the entire conversation I felt every line that you spoke out, कहीं ना कोई legacy का कोई hidden principle है जो आपने उससे resonate किया है. So मैंने तो बहुत सारे सवाल पूछ लिए आपसे. Do you have any questions that you want to ask me or anything you want to
है मेरे पास. मैं आपको एक चीज़ I think legacy के बारे में आपको I think ये बोलूँगा, at least in my position, मैं fourth generation हूँ, तो एक I think responsibility is a big thing. So you can't, of course, you can think in the short term and the long term, but short term way, see, I think most things are not built in the short term. And we are not a startup burning money. We are a profitable business, and we want to continue to remain a profitable business. So like that growth has to be funded by us. And that is why we take a very long horizon. And things take time. अब मैं उस जूते को जब मैं कंपनी में आया, मेरा पहला प्रोजेक्ट था वो, वन ऑफ माई फर्स्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स. मैंने सोचा मैं 6 महीने के बाद लॉन्च कर दूंगा, फिर सोचा 1 साल के बाद लॉन्च कर दूंगा, फिर 2 साल के बाद लॉन्च हुआ उसके बाद. तो ठीक है, तो मुझे भी वो पेशेंस अभी मैं सीख रहा हूँ मैं भी, एंड वो पेशेंस धीरे धीरे.
That is how I think big businesses which stays rooted in their legacy are built, and I think that is how it is.
तो आई थिंक आपके लिए मेरे पास 2-3 क्वेश्चंस थे. आई थिंक एक, सिंस आपने मेरे को बात की brand building की, तो how are you thinking about premiumization, building brands on the platform that they get actually placed to sign instead of like fighting at the bottom level?
Yeah, I think it's a very valid question, something which I personally have been working very closely, essentially on making sure we give brands that space where they are able to tell their stories, which is not necessarily only the product. So आज अगर आपको बताना है कि मेरी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कैसे होती है, you should find a space within the entire Flipkart web space where you can tell, okay, this is how probably my products are built. If you want to say probably launch a line and just not a product, you have to able to tell your stories. So we are focusing a lot on videofication, lots of places where brands can tell their real stories. So very soon, probably in another couple of months, you will see avenues where we'll give brands their right to display their entire story. Their story can be about the stick, जो आपको मिली, लगा था वो कबाड़ी मिली, बट वो इन द एंड वो ध्यानचंद की एक हॉकी स्टिक निकली, और इट मे बी अबाउट द एंटायर लेगेसी दैट रूटेड इन योर एंटायर इकोसिस्टम. सो वी वांट पीपल टू have the ability to tell their story. So that is one core part what I am personally working on, where we want to make sure we give people that space. That is one part. I think secondly, the way I see brands is also giving them the right insights and the right technology to make sure they can hear what the consumers are saying. So we have launched new products around seller lens, around seller insights, where you see a lot of brands go ahead and see the value in the insights that we give. I'll give you an example. We give people the geographical split very easily. When you see an India map, कौन कहाँ से खरीद रहा है, ये सारे insights हर seller use नहीं करते, probably brands use करते हैं, जहाँ पे वो जाते हैं और बोलते हैं कि okay, अगर आज मेरे consumers जैसे आपने बताया north east में आ रहा है, तो probably I should send more products in north east to make sure they are able to get it faster. Now suppose say consumers are saying a lot of things about a new sport like say pickleball. Pickleball के बारे में अगर search terms बढ़ रहे हैं, तो you want to give those insights. So जैसे आपने बताया कि you are very self-critical in your entire journey, you let people in your own company speak to you, and also you let a consumer speak to you and seek that feedback. We want to make sure we do that process with you at scale. These are some things that we are doing towards the insights parts. And I think we want to also make sure that we give you guys the right to be present where the consumers are looking for. If people are moving to a 10-minute sort of a delivery cycle, we want to make sure we bring all categories, which is including everything which is placed here, right, to the consumers in the fastest way possible. So you want to make sure that brands have that space where they can probably go there. So the way we are thinking about it is make sure the imagery is better, make sure the right analytics are there, make sure we give the right tools for you to reach to your consumers faster. So these are things we are thinking about brands, and you'll see a lot of it in coming 6 months, where you will see a much more elevated experience for brands when they're selling on Flipkart.
Yeah. And I see that, I think Flipkart has gone from being a distribution play to more of an ecosystem brand builder kind of a play. And I think those things are very good. I think a challenge, especially for like brands like us or legacy brands, I would say, is that, and I think this, is the fake reviews and ratings industry is a big evil in this nation, right? So like brands like us in our categories, we take 5-10 years to build reviews and ratings for a product, and then a well-funded startup comes, and within a week they have, or within 2 months, they have the same number of ratings that like a brand has worked hard for 5 to 10 years to accumulate. And to your point about like competition, and I think that hampers brands a lot, because then brands don't get a place to shine because these practices continue to happen. So how do you view this, firstly? And second, how do you see like brands like Nivea and Flipkart working together to counteract this?
No, it's a very valid question. I think these ecosystems are now mushrooming at a lot of places in the country, but we are deploying some tools and technology to figure out essentially what is happening, how do we catch those fake reviews, how do we catch those fake people. So there is recent tech play, because we want to make sure that everything which is wrong gets out of the platform and only the fair things stay. So there is a trust and safety team that we have instituted, which we want to make sure that we want to keep a very strong vigil on what is being said about products on the platform. Secondly, I think the partnership with Flipkart and Nivea, as you mentioned, has been going very good in the last 10 years. I think what we would be very excited to make sure that Nivea uses a lot of tools and technology that we spoke about, understand the consumers far better. We build a proposition which works for the Indian consumers. So that is what I have to say on the better partnership.
Perfect. And since you touched upon आपने 10 minute की बात की, तो मैं समझना चाहता हूँ कि how does minutes fit into the grand scheme of things in Flipkart? Is it complementary to Flipkart, extension of Flipkart, or a separate business logic altogether?
No, it is very much integrated in our entire philosophy. I think we are investing heavily in minutes in terms of opening stores, reaching new consumers. What we believe will strongly happen is, depending on the product need, it will be either delivered in 2 days or delivered in 10 minutes. Now, a very classic example, right? Like when you want to play badminton, you don't plan for 10 days to go ahead and play badminton. उस दिन खेलूंगा, and you go to a badminton court and you realize कि आपको badminton shoes चाहिए. So imagine that experience. Okay, आपने badminton खेलने का सोचा, 10 मिनट में आपके पास जूते आ गए, आप खेलने चले गए. So that is what we want to make sure we solve for your category, and I believe this will happen much sooner. And we are seeing a lot of consumer interest in terms of categories like, say, especially your performance shoes, where they want to get it much more quicker as compared to the speed which it is.
That's interesting, performance shoes, because I would have thought the lower end of the segment.
No, it is about performance shoes, I think. And the very interesting part, I would say, what sells regularly on Flipkart and probably what will sell on minutes will not exactly be the same. It stems from use cases, stems from needs of the consumer, and that is where it will evolve.
Perfect. Yeah. And I think, you have, I would say, been a veteran of the industry. I think पूरी journey India में e-commerce की from start to अब जाके quick commerce पे भी. So I think I would just like to hear from you how that journey has been, and like what are the things that have surprised you along the way that you didn't expect going into it.
Yeah, no, very, very interesting question. I see for last 12 years I've been in e-commerce, and one thing I've realized is that you have to be very, very agile. The needs and the demands of the consumers will keep on evolving. Technology keeps on becoming better day by day. Let's say for recent examples, right? Like no one thought 4 years, 5 years down the line that the content led e-commerce will be a very huge thing. So you have to adapt to that. I think every year we see a new pattern which is evolving. As a company, we try to be very agile, and that is what personally also keeps me very motivated in terms of making sure be agile, keep on listening to the consumers, keep on listening to your sellers and brands. Once you listen to both of them, I think you'll be able to create a platform which caters to both of them. So that has been my philosophy. But thank you for all your questions. I think listening to you, it just shows how much you value your legacy, how much you value your principles, how much you value your philosophies, and every part of your articulation just resonated that very strongly. And I think all the products that you showed, the passion which you carry, all the products, you are a fourth generation entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Believe me, it becomes very difficult for you to maintain the same passion that
Thank
your
you.
great grandfather had. And the way you showed about the products, the way you thought about it, I was impressed at every level.
Well, thank you so much.
So thank you so much.
I actually have a gift for you also today. So I wanted to. So since I was talking about making sports cool and everything in India, so a big neglected part of that has been, I would say, the Indian national football.
Oh wow.
Football globally is a style place. You know, football has to have a lot of interesting things for people to attach themselves to. So like we recently became the sponsors for the national team.
Great.
So we spent a lot of time on this jersey, and I'm very proud of how it's come out. So I wanted to gift that to you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I just wanted to show you a couple of things. You know,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
see, we blended in the peacock pattern into the fabric
Oh,
itself. So
wow.
peacock is
The
there.
legacy.
Then we have like a nice Vande Mataram call out in there, and then the back of the jerseys has the embroidered.
This looks
So we
amazing.
wanted to make something that will be beautiful and like
Thank you.
people will be proud to wear.
Thank
so
you.
I wanted
Thank
to
you so
give
much.
that to you. So thank you. Yeah, and thank you for having me. I think
No,
it's
it
been a
was-
very good discussion.
No, it was amazing. I think the way you articulate everything was great. निविया से सीखने को मिलता है कि अगर प्रोडक्ट स्ट्रांग है तो पेड एंडोर्समेंट की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ती, आपका नाम ही आपकी पहचान बन जाता है। जलंधर से लेके सिर्फ इंडिया नहीं बल्कि पूरी दुनिया को उन्होंने दिखाया कि ट्रू मेड इन इंडिया का मतलब सिर्फ असेंबली नहीं बल्कि ग्लोबल क्वालिटी देश में बनाना है। उन्होंने ई कॉमर्स को सिर्फ सेल्स चैनल नहीं बल्कि इसी इंडियन मैन्युफैक्चरिंग को हर घर तक पहुंचाने का ज़रिया बनाया। 90 साल की ये लेगेसी सिखाती है कि असली मार्केट कंट्रोल शॉर्ट टर्म प्रॉफिट से नहीं बल्कि 4 जनरेशन की क्लैरिटी और पेशेंस से बनता है। मैं हूं कपिल थिरानी, मिलते हैं अगले एपिसोड में एक नए फाउंडर, एक नई कैटेगरी और एक नई सीख के साथ।